the excitement in the students and the youngsters out there, it's quite impeccable to see what Chandrayaan has done in terms of space research, the Space Odyssey, India space program, the history, the political history, what we might achieve in the days to come. All of that has been translated really nicely to the kids, be it government, selfie taking points, be it competitions where you write your own moon story, telling that, there were really nice entries and cute little entries about how grandmothers would tell little children stories about the moon, and the government has, put out those kind of questions. We have some reactions coming across from students, but I'm sure that, you being a science aficionado, and, you've got young kids at home, do you talk to them, tell them about scientists, about going to the moon? Because you don't hear it as often, मेरे को astronaut बनना है.
No, I, especially my young one, I try to actually tell her that, let's play the game, let's go explore the moon. And then she puts on her the helmet on, and then she goes exploring and trying to get. I said you need to collect samples of it. But yeah, it has been there. I mean,
wow.
It was Chandrayaan gave that idea that you can have that game with her, so she does that. So but the fact remains is that you have that kind of scientific temper coming back, because there is a scientific adventure that is happening. As I said, ISRO was known only for putting up satellites there. These satellites were, and that was a fantastic job. They had remote sensing satellites put in place.
It's a niche service of the ISRO.
Of course. And they were also launching satellites for other countries. But interplanetary exploration, Mangalyaan, Chandrayaan, well, that is where you have the barriers being broken. ISRO is no longer an agency that just looks at, putting weather satellites out there. It is an agency that is exploring deep space, and that is to say that it's come a long way from its original mandate of trying to help social and economical aspects for the country. But this is totally different. This is about trying to explore deep space, and the moon's landing, of course, when we look at the rover landing on the moon, it is a big thing. And at the same time, I think after some time we will be looking at Mangalyaan, a rover associated with the Mangalyaan program, Shukrayaan we are talking about, Aditya, this thing we are talking about. So it's going to be an interplanetary exploration. Deep space is something that is there, and the effectiveness of our entire space program is based on the fact that we have a budget that tends to give up a lot of good science. So that is the aspect of it. And there are, but yesterday there was a lot of social media memes that were coming out, and a lot of old bites, a lot of old observations on ISRO that was coming up. One of the senators saying that he was shocked to find that India has been launching 105 satellites on a single launch vehicle. So that is the kind of competition.
But I really love the idea where you put on a helmet on your young daughter, and then you're collecting samples inside the room. That's really cute. Let's listen into one of the reactions that's coming across from one of the students, and it's important to showcase what the youngsters are also feeling like. Take a look at this reaction. And group captain, do pay attention to this reaction as well.
चंद्रयान-3 को काफ़ी चैलेंजेस का फेस करना पड़ेगा, जैसे उसको अपनी स्पीड को कंट्रोल करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि हम नहीं चाहते जो चंद्रयान-2 के साथ हुआ वो 3 के साथ भी हो। चंद्रयान-3 को अपने जो लैंडर है उसको भी स्ट्रेट रखना पड़ेगा वाइल लैंडिंग। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, हर एक हिंदुस्तानी बहुत ज़्यादा खुश है इसके लिए। ये एक बहुत बिग अचीवमेंट है हमारे नेशन के लिए, तो ये ज़रूर ही मिलेगी।
मैं बहुत एक्साइटेड हूँ। जिस दिन 14 जुलाई को चंद्रयान लॉन्च हुआ था, उसी दिन हमारे अंदर एक्साइटमेंट जाग गई थी, एंड फाइनली द वेट इज़ ओवर, एंड आज शाम को 6:04 पे वो लैंड करेगा, एंड आई होप कि ये सक्सेसफुल हो। बहुत से चैलेंजेस इसने फेस किए। जब चंद्रयान ने अपने 3 फेजेस कंप्लीट किए थे, तभी सारे इंडियंस प्राउड हो चुके थे कि हाँ ये हो सकता है, एंड दिस इज़ पॉसिबल। आई होप फॉर द बेस्ट। सीरियसली दिस इज़ अ बिग अचीवमेंट फॉर इंडिया।
सब लोग की तरह मैं भी बहुत एक्साइटेड हूँ। सबने कैलेंडर में अपना यही डेट ऑलरेडी मार्क करके रखा है, बिकॉज ये बहुत बड़ी अचीवमेंट हो जाएगी इंडिया एंड बाकी पूरी कंट्री के लिए। जो बाकी कंट्रीज इतने बड़े बजट में नहीं कर पाया, वो इंडिया ने छोटे से बजट में कर दिया। सो इट्स वेरी प्राउड मोमेंट फॉर एवरी इंडियन। मेरा पर्सनली जो स्टार्ट से है वो इसरो की तरफ ही है, सो मेरे लिए बहुत ज़्यादा प्राउड भी है और एक अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी भी है for further careers.
I am very excited and I hope for the best. I think Chandrayaan is going to be successful and history will be created and Chandrayaan will be successful. Let's hope for the best.
ऐ वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू, ऐ वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू। जहाँ रहूं जहाँ में याद रहे तू, ऐ वतन मेरे वतन, ऐ वतन मेरे वतन.
Well, it seems like group captain got a little emotional over there. Um, but you know what, group captain, that's all right. Eh watan mere abad rahe tu. You know what, usually, and I used to do a lot of student-centric programs as well. Still, you know, a focus on students is kind of like my forte as well. And when you go to these, institutions and you try to talk to them, not everybody wants to talk back in front of the camera, in front of the mic. Not necessarily. Not everybody is so confident in front of the lens. So you have to push, pull, nudge, tell the teachers to maybe, make them speak, get the right kind of opinion out. But here, what we heard, what we saw, there was no, forced maneuvers over there, just like the orbiting and the deorbiting maneuvers of the lander. The children did want to come out and speak, and they knew everything. They knew that, it has to be straight while, the critical braking systems are on. It's so important that, the youngsters are learning all of this again. And one of the students over there, group captain, also talking about, big career opportunities. Career opportunities in the ISRO. I mean, how great is it to hear something like that?
Absolutely. Look, see what is happening is the knowledge, general awareness about anything that TV channels, media debates goes down to the student, to the furthest of the people. As a design scientist, as a joint director, when I had retired from DRDO, I was sent a message by the scientific advisor to the Prime Minister that do make it a point to speak to the students at various level to boost that scientific acumen within them. And in that effort, recently I had spoken to IIT Delhi. There is a center of excellence at IIT Delhi. I had talked to them on a particular subject, and I also happened to talk to the primary and secondary student in a school. You can see the level of difficulty of mind to able to tell them how the scientific acumen develops, and nothing develops. You are there, Varghese is there, Varghese's daughter is there. Nothing much. Just make the students to feel one thing, that whatever they see happening in and around them, ask themselves those 5 basic questions of the science. What happened? How it happened? Why it happened? What failed? Why did it fail? What has already failed? When it can happen again, and where it can be corrected, where some corrective measures would have taken that it didn't fail. These are the 5 basic scientific questions that will make any student a scientist, as good as anyone else. Even the students, the youngsters, they have got much more faculty of thinking process. They think all over the horizon. There is no limit for them that think only this thing, what has been taught to you. So they can become as good as a scientist as we have, just now heard on your channel, some of them saying that, it should be straight or it should be something like this. That was fascinating to me, because I, as a scientist, know that in case if the Chandrayaan has to decelerate itself, the resultant of that acceleration will pull the leg towards that area where it is going to landing. It is natural. It is built into the design, that I know. But yes, students, they have that concern. So fair enough, they have a concern that if Chandrayaan, if this is the Chandrayaan, and if it comes like this, so what happens? They don't know that the center of the mass is in such a way that leg will always be down. So such things are there, and I like it. And that is how scientific acumen in the entire country will be doing. And I must compliment you, media guys, that you have been spreading so much of awareness about it, right till the primary class level, small children, that they have started thinking about this. And I will not be surprised if some of these students, tomorrow they become the ISRO scientists or even scientists of the excellence. So that is how it goes. Kabir.
Absolutely.